So now we'll see the last case, that is the case D. So here I have to find out a student, or we can say a roll number of the students who like cricket and football but not badminton. So very first thing here, firstly I will find out whether the particular element is common in between both the set or not. If that element is common, then I will check whether this common element is present in the B or not. If the particular element is present in the B, it means that element should not be copied here. Remember, this A intersection C is not required, this is just for the reference. Okay, so nowhere I am making, use of this the list A intersection C here. This is just for the reference or the understanding. Now remember, I'll not repeat this part again. I, J, K, T. Okay, so now I think till this time you are already comfortable with the writing the algorithm. Okay, and I hope this same operation like subtraction, okay, the intersection that you have already seen. Okay, so very briefly I will explain you the last case how we will proceed for this particular algorithm. So what we will do here, very first thing, I'll check here too whether this 2 element is present in the C or not. We will see here, this 2 is already present here inside the C. Okay, so now what is next part, I'll check the same element 2 whether it is present in the B or not. Okay, so 2 is already there in the this particular B. It means, but what I want here, the element should be common between A and C. Okay, but that element should not be present in B. So this is what is expected here. Now what will happen here, 2 will not be copied. So let's assume I am copying the data inside the list A and C but not B. So this is what is my resultant list. So now we'll store the result here inside this resultant list. Now I'll go to the next element, that is a 4. Okay, so again I can see here 4 is already present here in the C. But it means this 4 is present or the common here. Now what I'll do, I'll check this 4's presence inside the B. Okay, again I can see here 4 is already present in the B, but what I want, a student that should not be present in the B. So 4 should not be copied here. Nextly I'll check for the C. Okay, 6. Again 6 is not present here. Okay, but I want a student who should like, the student should like both the games, cricket and the football. So I will not consider 6 for the next comparison. See, I will compare with the B only when the element is common. So I will not do it for 6. Now next element is 8. I can see here this 8 element is present in both A and C. Okay, now I'll check whether this 8 is present in the B or not. I can see here 8 is present in A and C, but it is not present in the B. So that element should be copied here into the resultant list. Okay, and I think this 8 is the last element here. And now I think at this particular place I should stop comparing. Okay, because I have already found out this particular, I have already checked here common element. Okay, how I have found out here common element, comparing every element of A with every other element of C. Okay, if I am getting the match, then that particular element is checked inside the B. Okay, by using this k variable and by iterating over all the elements. If the element is already present, obviously you have to make use of the flag here, because anyways we are involving the minus operation. So by this procedure I will get the final element, that is element 8. Okay, so this is what is the about the set operation. That is the very first case is case A, the students who like both cricket and the badminton. Students who like either cricket or badminton but not both. Case C is what, students who like neither cricket nor badminton. And the last one is students who like cricket and football but not badminton. So this is all about the implementation of the first practical. Okay, so during the what I expect from the students, okay, rather than asking the teachers to implement or to check entire code, you should apply your own logic. Remember, now language is not barrier. If some students say think that rather than Python I should start with the C++, so just for their practice they can perform the practical in the C++ also. Okay, but for the final exam it is expected that you should show it in the Python language. Okay, so now this is what is the logic behind this particular first practical. Now after logic, next process is that we'll see how you are converting this algorithm steps into the coding. Okay, so I expect you will come up with the coding part. Okay, or if you want, I'll record the video of the coding also, or I'll show you how the implementation is performed. Okay, so fine, if you are having any kind of queries, free feel to ask me. So thanks for listening, and with this I would like to conclude the first practical. Okay, thank you. Remember, I forgot to tell you one more thing here. Testing is very important. So that during after implementation, you should check whether you are getting the correct output for all different cases or not. Okay, and you have to just change input, and you have to check whether the expected output is coming or not. Okay, you should not exclude, or you should not exit from this testing phase. Okay, so anyways, now thanks for listening, and with this I will like to end up the session. Thank you.